In the world of software development, some tools, they just fade away, but others, they become legends. Today, we're talking about a tool that didn't just define an era of programming, it's actually still a secret weapon for building ridiculously fast, modern applications. Let's dive into Delphi.
All right, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll get a handle on what Delphi actually is. Then we'll jump back in time to its legendary origins, unpack the visual magic that makes it so fast, see how it builds apps for pretty much any platform, and then wrap it all up with why it's still such a big deal today.
So, first things first, what is Delphi? Now, it's really easy to just think of it as a programming language, but trust me, that's only half the story. It's way more than that. It's a complete ecosystem for building software.
At its heart, Delphi is this powerful combo of two key things. First off, it's a programming language. It's based on Object Pascal, which is famous for being super clear and easy to read. But second, and this is crucial, it's an integrated development environment, or IDE. The best way to think of the IDE is like a complete digital workshop for developers. It has everything you need in one place, a visual designer, tools to hunt down bugs, the whole shebang. And it's all designed for one single purpose, rapid application development.
And the versatility here is just incredible. People use Delphi for everything. You've got powerful desktop apps that run entire businesses, slick mobile apps for both iOS and Android, the backend services that power websites, and even simple little console programs. It really is a true general-purpose powerhouse. But to really get why Delphi made such a splash, you gotta go back and look at its origin story. Its roots are in one of the most iconic pieces of software from the early days of personal computing. So picture this, before Windows was a thing, there was this program called Turbo Pascal from a company called Borland. It was the absolute gold standard for PC programming. It was lightning fast and just a joy to use. Then, in 1995, as Windows was taking over, Delphi 1 landed. It took all the speed of Turbo Pascal and mashed it up with this revolutionary new visual way of building things. It completely changed the game. Fast forward to today, it's now developed by a company called Embarcadero, and it's carrying that same legacy into our modern multi-platform world. Okay, now let's get to the real core of Delphi's magic. This is the concept that made it so famous in the first place, its incredible visual approach to building applications. The whole philosophy behind it is simple, but it is so profound. Instead of painstakingly writing line after line of code just to draw a button on the screen, then more code for what it does, then more for how it looks, Delphi says forget that. It's like building with digital Legos. You have a box full of pre-made components, buttons, text boxes, data grids, you name it, and you just visually arrange them to build your user interface. Now, this whole component-based system is powered by two amazing frameworks. You've got the original, the VCL, which stands for Visual Component Library. You'd use this to build rock-solid, super high-performance apps that are designed to run purely on Windows. But more recently, they introduced FireMonkey, or FMX, and that is a modern framework designed to let you use that exact same visual method to build apps that run, everywhere. And the actual workflow, the process that makes developers so ridiculously productive, it's just beautifully simple. 1, you literally drag a component, like a button, and drop it onto your application's window. 2, you use a simple panel to tweak its properties, its name, its color, what the text says. And 3, you write just that tiny little snippet of code for what happens when a user actually clicks it. That's it. This cycle just massively speeds up development. So that's all great, but how does this powerful visual approach work in a world where we need our apps on our phones, our tablets, and our desktops? Well, that's where things get really, really interesting. Using that FireMonkey framework we just talked about, Delphi makes this incredibly powerful promise. Write your ops logic and design its interface just once. Then you can take that single project and compile it into a truly native application for Windows, macOS, iOS, Android, and Linux. And that word, native, is so important here. This isn't some slow web app pretending to be a real app. No, it's compiled to run directly on the hardware, which makes it faster and way more responsive on every single platform. So what does this mean in a real world? The benefit is just huge. According to Embarcadero, this whole combination of visual design and a single code base lets development teams build their applications up to 5 times faster. Just imagine the savings in time and money compared to having to build and maintain 5 completely separate apps. So this brings us to the really big question, right? In a world that's just packed with Python and JavaScript and countless other tools, why does Delphi not only survive, but actually continue to thrive? Well, it really just boils down to a set of timeless strengths that never go out of style. First, raw speed. It compiles directly to native machine code, so there's no middleman, no virtual machine slowing things down. The performance is incredible. The whole thing is designed from the ground up to make developers super productive. It's famous for its backward compatibility. Code written years ago often just works. And then you add in powerful database tools and a massive ecosystem of components from other developers, and you've got a seriously compelling package.
And its value isn't just about building commercial software. Its clarity and its structured nature actually make it an exceptional teaching tool. Think about it. Because you can visually see the results of your code right away, it helps students grasp complex programming ideas so much more easily. In fact, that's exactly why it was chosen as the official language for teaching IT in the entire South African school system. So, we'll end with this thought. Delphi's core idea, building fast, native apps for every platform from a single codebase, using a highly productive visual model, it almost feels more relevant today than ever before. In an age of growing complexity, you have to wonder, is this streamlined approach not just a relic of the past, but maybe a map to the future of how we build software?